No. Islam guarantees the rights of Jews, of Christians. If someone has their belief, they are.
I know, but that's why you're not a Christian, because they believe Jesus is God. Islam doesn't believe Jesus is God, and that's why you became a Muslim, right?
Let's look at what we have.
Is that a yes or no? Is that right? That's why you became.
Because of monotheism, pure monotheism. That's the thing. Belief in Jesus. We love Jesus, but as a mighty messenger, not as God. And if you look at, for instance, let me just share with you.
But the Muslim hate Christians and Jews. They believe that Christians and Jews are infidels. And so
no, Jesse,
did you choose that religion so you'll be safe?
Jesse, that is a Christian concept that the Crusaders made. That has nothing to do with Islam. There's no such word in the Quran, infidel. Kafir is the word, one who covers the truth. That's not correct, Jesse.
Did they take it out?
Excuse me?
So are you saying
you cannot change? Are
you saying that the Muslims do not believe that Christians and Jews are infidels? They don't believe that?
No. See, you have to be precise with the word. I said infidel is something that was coined by the Christian Crusaders when they went and did a crusade.
Yeah, I know you said that, but do you
against Jews, when they went against and went against the Jews and persecuted the Jews? That's at the time when they used this word infidel. This is not our Muslim word, infidel. No.
Did Muhammad write?
The word is kafir. The word that's mistranslated is kafir. Kafir.
Did Muhammad write about infidels?
Well, I don't understand your question. What
did that guy Muhammad write about infidels? Did he call them infidels?
Let me go back to answering this. This thing is very important. I want your audience to understand. Worship the Creator, not the creation. This is so.
I know you said that, but let me ask: did Muhammad write about infidels?
And then if you look at, for instance, the Bible, you look at so many verses, clear, not unequivocal. And then I ask you, Jesse, can you show me one place in the Bible where Jesus ever said unambiguously that I am God, worship me? Because it goes back to answer your question, Jesse. We have to look at what Jesus said, not what the church, what not human beings concocted and made up. That's
right.
The main thing.
I agree with that. But did did that guy Muhammad write about?
How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong just worshiping God alone?
Eddie. Did Muhammad write about infidels?
What? I don't understand. What are you talking about?
Did he write that about infidels during his time, Muhammad?
I just explained to you, Jesse.
I know, but I'm black and slow. Give me a yes or no.
Yes.
He did.
Quran talks about believers and unbelievers. So it's not Muhammad writing the Quran. It's God Almighty who revealed the Quran to Prophet Muhammad.
Okay, so when God revealed the Quran to that guy Muhammad, did Muhammad call the Christians and Jews infidels?
No, that's not a Muslim term, infidel. I just told you this is coined by the Christian Crusaders, Jesse.
And that's not true.
Listen, when I went back, I want to ask you, I thought this is the thing. I don't want this conversation to go in a place, Jesse, because when I look back at some of the statements that you made, someone can take really strong offense to the things that you said. And if you replace the term Muslim with Jew, I mean, I would challenge you to say the things that you said in the past.
So, Eddie, real fast, because of time here, what type of trap am I setting right now? You say I'm setting a trap. What's that?
Really important. If people, all these programs, because we're short on time, like you said, thedeenshow.com, thedeenshow.com, they can get a free copy of the Quran, free postage and everything, and they can check for themselves. I've had Islamophobes, Owen Benjamin for one. I want people to watch that show. It's number 8. It's a show on there. Just put Owen Benjamin and look at the comments Christians are making. Christians who talk about for 20 years, they had a hate and aversion towards Islam. When they watch the show of me and this Christian together, look at the comments, how they're saying how the media has brainwashed them, how now they have a better understanding. That's what I want you as a conservative Christian, me as one who has submitted his will to one God, a Muslim, to come together. Look what's happening to our children in the school. We got bigger fish to fry. Come on. Bigger things to talk about, Jesse. Look what's happening to manhood. You know, the attack with the alphabet movement and whatnot, the pornography industry, you know, the things that are happening to our kids. You got kids, you know, who are going to school, and what's happening? You got, I don't know if it's this movement, putting the kids on the laps. You know what I mean?
Eddie, let me ask,
these are the things we should be talking about. Christians and Muslims need to come together, my friend.
Let me ask,
we have more in common than trying to set up a trap. And then, you made
Eddie.
some statements. You made some statements, Jesse. I've never seen a good Muslim before. Imagine if you replaced that and you put, I never seen a good Jew. What would happen to you? They would cancel you. You wouldn't have your show. But how are you going to get away with saying, I never seen a good Muslim before? Why would you say that? This is a good time for you to retract that statement and apologize to your audience and to a Muslim here, to the Muslim world. Will you apologize?
I've never seen one. I can't apologize for some. Well, there are, over the years, I've interviewed a couple of Muslims. I think they may be ex-Muslim or Muslim who have realized that the Islam religion is not a good religion because of the hatred. But let me ask. Let me ask.
What hatred? I mean.
Let me ask Eddie. Which religion is hated?
Will you retract that statement? I mean,
which statement?
That you said. If I quote you the things you said, replace that term Muslim with Jew. Would you be able to get about it if you say I've never seen a good, and then you put Jew in front of that? Would you? Can you say that?
If that was true,
strong.
if I thought,
I mean, come on,
Eddie, there are bad Jews. Look at George Soros.
Muhammad Ali, was he a good Muslim to you? He's American Muslim hero.
No,
Muhammad
he was
Ali.
not.
Excuse me?
He was not.
He was not what?
A good Muslim. He was not a good Muslim.
What are you talking about?
He was not a good man. But Eddie,
Muhammad Ali wasn't a good man.
Eddie, you're wasting time. Let me ask. Which religion is...
He's an American hero, Muhammad Ali. You're the first time I heard an African American have something negative to say about Muhammad Ali.
Read my book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. And you'll read...
but this kind of rhetoric is fueling hate, Jesse.
Eddie, let me ask.
I'm telling you the kind of issues we're having.
Right.
Conservative Christians and Muslims need to work together, my friend. What you're doing here, we got bigger problem. You see the things that are happening in the world, in America, and you're fostering this hate.
Okay. Eddie, let me ask, which religion is hated the most, Christianity or Islam?
Well, I mean, your questions, I mean, I came here to have an academic, discussion. I'm quoting you statistics, facts. You're asking me things that are like, these are like kindergartner stuff. What are you talking about?
Which religion is hated the most, Christianity or Islam?
I mean, find me some data. I mean, you want my opinion? Give me something.
Yeah, I want to know what Eddie think about that.
What are you talking about with Eddie? I have Christian friends, Christian neighbors. I mean, Islam teaches us. Islam, submission to the one God, teaches us to be good with all human beings. Period.
But that's not what I asked, though. I asked which religion is hated the most, Christianity,
what are you talking about?
Or Islam?
What are you talking about, man? I mean, which Christian is hated the most?
Yeah, who?
Look. Let me share something with you. Look, Time Magazine in 1970 did an article exposing that 60,000 books in a span of 150 years were written. That's from 1800 to 1950 against Islam. So you've been caught. I don't know whether to feel a little bit. That's why I respectfully want to build a relationship with you to get your audience the right facts. That means one anti-Islam book.
I know, but you're not answering my question. I want to know, who do you, around the world, which religion is hated?
Do you believe ABC, Fox News, everything that the media pushes out? Do you believe that?
No.
So where have you gotten your information?
Eddie.
The majority of the information that you're getting about Muslims and Islam is what?
I'm trying to get the information from you, since you're a white American who is now a Muslim. Who does the world hate the most?
I can tell you that Islam,
between Christianity and Islam, who do they hate the most?
World, yet the fastest growing religion. Once people look at thedeenshow.com, hundreds of people, when they look into Islam.
Why are you not answering my question, Eddie?
I'm answering your question.
No, I asked you where you're going, and you're telling me where you've been.
Hatred turns into love when you get educated.
Eddie.
Education is the key. Go to thedeenshow.com, get a free copy of the Quran, and educate yourself. Meet a Muslim. You know the story of the. There's so many stories of people standing outside of mosques with guns.
Eddie, you're not having a conversation.
And they broke bread with Muslims.
Eddie,
they actually started to have a better understanding.
Eddie, you're not compensating. You sound like a black preacher. I'm asking you,
Jesse.
I'm asking you around the world, who does the world hate the most? Christianity? Or who do the world hate the most? Who does the world hate the most? Christianity or Islam?
See, if you go outside of the U.S.
Can you answer that for me?
But look, I mean, this is not a black or white. If you go outside of the U.S. and you travel, you have a lot of people who now, who are not happy with the politics of the U.S. When you invade two countries, I love my country, I'm an American. But when you have, us evading, on a lie, weapons of mass destruction. I mean, come on, how many $5 trillion spent on a war on terror?
So you're not going to answer that question. Let me ask you this.
2 million innocent human beings killed.
Eddie.
Imagine if we went over and we started, people started to evade our country over here, what would happen? But Islam forbids killing innocent men, women,
Are
and
you
children.
saying that's why Christianity is hated more than
Who said it's hated?
Islam?
What are you talking about?
Eddie.
Yes.
You're not communicating. Do you realize that?
I am, but you're
preaching.
It doesn't seem
I
like
don't want you to preach, Eddie.
It
Eddie, tell me about the Deen Center which you are building.
Okay, what about it?
What you said that on your website it says the Deen Center will be built.
Yes, we're going to have open
to combat
houses.
the rise of Islamophobia. Where is the proof that Islamophobia exists? Where's your proof?
Okay, listen. I'm looking at it right here. If
where?
Still talk, if the videos that you have on your website are still there and you haven't corrected this tone, then you still have this phobia. What is phobia? Phobia is the extreme or irrational fear or dislike of a specific thing or group.
I have no fear. I don't fear them at all.
But you have, look, we have open houses where Christians are welcome.
Tell me about the center.
To come and learn the truth about Islam, not through this kind. Go ahead.
Eddie, tell me about the center, the Deen Center that you're building.
I'm telling you right now, we're going to have open houses. We're going to have lunch, people feeding the homeless. We're going to have, they could be Christian, whoever the case. We're going to try to make a difference in humanity, Jesse. Okay?
But we don't need any more of those centers in America. We don't need
to feed the poor.
We need to bring back. We need to bring back.
We don't need education. We don't need to better understand each other.
Eddie, we need to bring back Christianity.
Fear is created by ignorance. Okay, when you're not educated, then you develop this fear of the unknown, and don't help to fuel that, Jesse. Come on, be a source of love and mercy. That's why you invited me on. To talk about.
Right, but you're not. I want to have a conversation.
How long have you been trying to get me on the show? Like you invite someone to your house and now come on,
Eddie,
about a year?
I know, but you're not having a conversation.
About a year or something?
I don't know.
It's about a year. You've been over a year probably. You finally got me on. Don't we want to build a good relationship?
We have a good relationship. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. But you're preaching like
setting traps.
You're preaching like
traps.
Hey,
you're going to get exposed.
Eddie, you're preaching like a black preacher.
But
you're not having a conversation.
I think me and you can really have a down to earth, really civilized conversation. I would think we can kind of expose many of these things that are children.
So your center is to feed the hunger?
Education, number one. Okay, education.
About what?
The doors will be open for you and anybody to come in to have dinner with us.
What do you want to educate them about?
What?
What do you want to educate them about?
Educate them on what Muslims believe, who Muslims are. Ask your questions, Q&A. Meet with us, break bread with us. It's not going to be just preaching, but talking, connection. Make the human connection. This is how we.
But how will you bring people together?
I've had Christians who have come.
How will you bring?
Who have come with much hate and aversion, but when they sat down and listened and asked questions, they actually said, "Here's a check. I need this information to get out. We've been brainwashed. We've been deceived against Islam and Muslims." Jesse, come on.
How will you bring the Christians and Muslims together when you won't deal with the fact that Muslims see Christians as infidels?
That's a lie. I don't want to disrespect you, but you look. We got to call a lie a lie. I don't know if you're ignorant there. I don't want to disrespect you, Jesse. Look, but you're going to get called out when you're.
Well, I am black and slow, so that's what I'm asking.
And this is a lie.
Eddie, listen to me.
You're lying, Jesse.
Listen to me, Eddie. I am black.
Eddie.
Yes. I am black and slow. That's what I'm asking.
And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
And so my question is, how would you
previous
bring
materials? You would think you've grown, but if you're still, we don't want to go under, you can't teach new tricks. If you're still in that same dimension, you're hurting no one but yourself and your audience. Go to thedeenshow.com, get a free copy of the Quran. The text has been preserved. Let the people see for themselves.
Was there ever a time in your Quran book, where it ever taught that Muslims can deceive the Christians and Jews in order to destroy them? Was that ever written in your book?
No, it hasn't.
Is it there
now?
No,
it hasn't. No, this is a lie. This is a lie. Listen.
I've seen it in there, Eddie.
Show me where. Show me.
Well, maybe they've done what they've done with the Bible. They've rewritten it, and so you don't see it anymore.
Excuse me?
Maybe they have rewritten the Quran thing
no,
so that
There's
the people don't see it.
I mean, let's all due respect for the Christian audience, and yourself, what we have of the Bible. For instance, today you have multiple versions.
Right.
But in the Quran, you have one version, one.
So well, then that information about deceiving the infidels is still there then.
No, I told you this word infidel is not in the Bible.
Did they take it out?
In the original language. We have the original. It's kafir. It's kafir.
You have Muhammad.
Let me ask you this. How does it in the Bible, Romans 3:7, it says, but if by my lie, God's truth is amplified, why am I judged as a sinner? In the Bible, you have an explicit verse. I want you to show me that in the Quran. Explicit verse, I gave you the number, Romans 3:7. But if my lie, God's truth is amplified, why am I judged a sinner? In Islam forbids lying. It forbids lying.
No, they teach them to lie.
You want to hear some exceptions?
Eddie.
If you eating dinner and your wife puts too much salt in the food, and she says, "How's the food?" You say, "You know what? It's okay, honey." That's a lie.
Right.
You can at those, but to generally deceive. You cannannot do that.
Eddie, let me ask you because I got to listen. Eddie.
Prophet Muhammad said, I guarantee a house in paradise for the one who, even when he's joking, he tells the truth.
Okay.
So I take strong offense when you utter, you're lying.
Eddie, let me ask.
You saw me? You feel me?
What do you think about?
At the time when the Jews were being persecuted by the Christians, at that time, Muslims were allowed to lie to save the Jews.
Eddie.
That's when you're allowed to lie. But to lie to amplify the faith, like in Romans 3:7, you cannot do that.
Can you hear me?
Did I answer your question?
Not really, but let me ask.
I just told you.
Eddie, let me ask. Don't tell me again. Let me ask.
What do you say about Romans 3:7?
What do you think about the attack upon white people today?
Look, you're jumping from one thing to the. Let's stick to one thing.
Because I'm not having a conversation. You're preaching at me.
If I want to cherry pick, none of us should be cherry pickers. But if I say Romans 3:7,
Eddie,
and now someone can take this and use it to deceive and lie, there's no such thing as Taquiya. That's a Shiite concept.
Eddie,
that's a sect of Shiite. One time I'm sitting, listen to me, I'm with Sheikh by the name of Sheikh because you mentioned this term Taquiya many times in your guests. It's sick. You want to throw up when you hear the people you had on talking this inflammatory language. Listen, let me just finish. The guy's talking about, because me and you and my neighbor are going to have a conversation if you think Taquiya, lying. This is a deception in itself. So I'm sitting with this Muslim scholar and I said, listen, because I'm always on the way trying to get to the truth. And I say, Sheikh Zadan, please tell me, do we have this in the Quran and the Sunnah where you have this term Taquiya? He's looking at me, he said, I haven't heard it. He's a scholar, look him up.
Okay.
He's on my show.
All right, thank you for that.
He says this is a Shiite, a sect of Shiaism that they use this term. So now you're taking this fringe element and you using this as if they represent the majority when it's explicitly forbidden. A man came to Prophet Muhammad and said,
Eddie, you're preaching. I don't want you to preach to me, man. You sound like a black preacher.
A man came to Prophet Muhammad.
You're not communicating.
Said, look, a man came to Prophet. Let me just finish this and you can talk.
You're not communicating.
If a person had stolen, could he still be a believer? He might have stole some, made a mistake. He said yes. If a person did X, Y, and Z, other things, and then make it short, he said, what if he's a liar? He said he cannot be a believer.
Eddie, so let me ask.
So lying is in a pinnacle of treachery.
Okay.
A hypocrite is a liar. Muslims are to be truthful, honest, not deceivers.
All right. Eddie, what do you think about the attack upon white people today?
Excuse me?
What's your what do you think about the attack? How do you see the attack upon white people today?
You're asking me about how do I see the attack on white people?
Yes.
Let's
What
stick
do you
to the
think
Quran
about
and the Bible.
What do you think about the attack? What do you think about the attack on white people?
Okay, good question. When Malcolm X, when he left the nation of Farrakhan, because you've interviewed a lot of people from this nation, has nothing to do with Islam. He went to Mecca and he prayed next to the white, to the black, to the yellow.
But you're not answering my question, man.
I'm answering your question.
Eddie, I gotta run. You're not. I
He
can't
said
have
the
a conversation.
Solution to the race problem.
That's not, I didn't ask you about
Jesse.
I didn't ask you about him.
The solution to the race problem in America, you can always have these issues, but the solution
Eddie,
to the race problem is Islam, submission truly to the Creator.
Eddie,
you're always going to have these things.
Eddie, what do you think?
I can stand next
Eddie,
to you,
I gotta go.
African-American.
Eddie, you're preaching to me like a preacher. I will come on your show. Let me know about it.
You haven't been exposed to the truth, Jesse, because you've had all these Islamophobes on your show talking about Islam and Muslims lying, and then when the truth comes, you don't want to hear it.
Eddie, because
you said
I
you're
asked you
on
where
my
you
show, right, Jesse?
Yeah, I'll come on. But I asked you where you're going. You tell me where you've been. You've been preaching this whole time like a black preacher who cannot communicate.